Winning Cures Everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
Happy real opening day of Major League Baseball. This is Winning Cures Everything. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Friday, July 24th. We are almost to August. We are almost to football season. I am super stoked. And the Braves are about to come on against the Mets. And we've already had some crazy coronavirus-ish with Major League Baseball starting last night. Already today, we've got the two catchers for the Braves are out. Have you seen this?
No, I worked all morning and then got ready for this and packed up.
And this isn't one of the topics that we're going to hit today, but the two not starting, one's the starter, one's the backup, I guess, catchers for the Atlanta Braves are out because they were showing symptoms of coronavirus, even though they tested negative. So they are back home in Atlanta, and who knows, right? Like, this is just going to get really, really weird. If you're a bettor on baseball, it's going to be strange. Michael Fritz jumps in on Twitch. He said, "What's up, fellas? Happy Friday, 1 week closer to football." He said, "Let's go Rockies." Michael, we appreciate you. I got your, good gracious, what are they called? The nuts, the pistachios. I got the pistachios in the mail. Your T-shirt's on the way. Yeah, very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. So, winningcureseverything.com is the website. Everybody go check it out. All of our picks, previews, podcasts, videos, and social media platforms are over there. If you're watching the show live, you are watching on either Periscope, Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed or you like the page or whatever it's called on whatever platform it is if you want to be a part of the conversation. Down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen is a chat box. Whatever platform you are on, your chats are going to populate into that box, so it doesn't matter where you're watching it. You type in, you can be a part of the conversation. You can interact with everybody else that is watching the show. We've already got quite a few people jumping in. Everybody seems to be excited. Michael said, "Hope you enjoy, brother. Happy to do it." Yeah, it was really, really good stuff. So I'm already chowing down on it. It is fantastic. So I'll have to get Chris some the next time I see him in person. And Chris, you're headed out of town, right? Is it tonight?
Yes, sir. So as soon as we finish.
There we go. All right, so we got to roll through this stuff then. I am delaying the inevitable. You get to listen to baseball on the way, so that's good. So, lots going on today, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it because there is just a ton of stuff. So we're going to start off with football to begin with. And let me write my time down here so I can cut this thing up later. Brett McMurphy, one of our dear friends. Sources told the Stadium the NCAA advises schools that after a student athlete has confirmed a positive COVID test, they will not have to test again for the next 3 months unless they show symptoms. For example, players who test positive in July will not have to test again until October. We talked about this quite a bit. Clemson and LSU, it kind of looked early on like, okay, maybe this herd immunity thing is something. Now, it's a little bit terrifying because if you get it wrong, I mean, it could mean your job.
Well, yeah, if somebody gets really bad sick, then it's it wasn't worth it and it's dangerous. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the beauties that seem to be finding out about this disease is that we haven't found anybody to catch it twice.
Yeah.
And you build up antibodies, all this other stuff. So all of these people that have gotten it are getting it, aren't going to have to worry about being tested. They're not going to have to worry about being quarantined. They probably don't need to live in the bubble that everybody else is living in. And so for younger, healthier people, young people just seem to be more willing to take risk anyway. Okay. Yeah. That's just that lifestyle. We were the same way. We were no different. I feel older than I've ever felt in my life saying the word young people, but I'm just not that. I'm not even close to that.
Oh, agreed.
And so
agreed. I mean, from what we are hearing from the people that are in the know, the people that are the most well-connected, the positive cases from when athletes came back on campus were not from them being around each other. Damian jumps in on YouTube. He said, "What's up?" It was from when they got back to campus, they did the things that normal 18, 19, 20-year-olds do, which is go out and chase girls, go out and party with your buddies. You know, you're going out to bars, you're going out wherever. Like, you're going out. You're being social. You're doing what you are expected to do when you are a college student. And now that they are in their team settings and the leaders of the team, the seniors and the fifth-year seniors, the juniors, etc., the guys that really have a lot at stake with this season, now that they have sat everybody down, they are, you know, they're telling all these kids, hey, this is important. You need to buckle down at least for this season, right? So, Terry Brewer jumps in. He said, "What's happening, Crackers?" There we go. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We are getting some guys in with these earlier shows that we typically do not get. So yeah, with that said, we're seeing far less positive tests now as we get closer to camp than we are or than we were at the beginning. And I think that is a great sign going forward that the guys know how to handle themselves and that they are being taught the right way to go about making sure that they do not get this thing. But if they go ahead and get it, you don't have to be tested again for 3 months. Now, who, in your opinion, is the most likely to try and get as many kids sick as possible right off the bat to make sure that they are quarantined now, but they're good for the season?
Oh, I think it's the big three that's already been getting it. I think it's Alabama, LSU, and Clemson.
Yeah. And you don't think Ohio State pulls that?
Well, they haven't so far.
I know that they shut down, I don't think they reported.
Like they quit football operations because a few people got it. And LSU never quit football operations when we had all those kids get quarantined. We just quarantined them and everybody else kept working.
No, I will say that.
And Clemson did the same thing. And Alabama felt left out of that conversation. They said, whoa, we got to get some kids. And they had a big old party, and they were joking about who could get it first.
Let's see. Cecil Hurt. So we've had him on the show multiple times. He said, not sure if it's a milestone, but Alabama football will have an NCAA permissible teaching walkthrough today. So Nick Saban and the football players on the field or will be on the field together for the first time since January 1st. So it's probably.
Now, I will tell you that I think Clemson and LSU will be a little more willing to take risk with this because their coaches are not at danger as Alabama might be a little different. Saban is very much used to hands-on ass chewing. Okay. And I don't know that he is the kind of leader that would do well leading. He is not leading because he is an X and O's mastermind. All right.
Yeah.
He is a motivational guy and a leader by fear and rule. And if that is sitting in a booth 300 yards away, that doesn't come off as very effective. So they probably want to be a lot more cautious than those other schools. Just for the fact that they have a coach that's at the most important figure is at risk.
Yes, that is true. That is true. All right, with that, we'll jump off and we will discuss more college football right here. The ACC. Now, we've talked about them multiple times this week, and obviously that means that they may not have any idea what they're doing.
I'll tell you this shocks me a lot because this is what I was hoping for. This is what I want. I want it so bad I can feel it in my bones.
The ACC, here's Brett McMurphy's tweet on it, and because I think he summed it up perfectly. He said, ACC's top scheduling model is 10 league games plus one non-conference foe. In this format, if Notre Dame plays 10 ACC teams, the results would count in the ACC standings, sources said. Unknown if Notre Dame could earn the ACC's Orange Bowl bid. It still needs ACC presidential approval, but they would be eligible for the ACC Championship game.
They going to get half that money as long as they are not put in the same division as Clemson or however they decide to do it. They are going to moonwalk. Them and Clemson are going to moonwalk to the championship game. And if they can catch lightning in a bottle I want so badly for Notre Dame, a team that is not a member of the conference, to win that conference title, just so I can laugh at all the ACC fools that beat their chest to talk about how great their conference is.
How fantastic!
We're still a good conference. We got plenty of good teams. No, you don't. Everybody sucks but Clemson.
with only, and so now this would bump it up to 15 teams. So I don't know that you could do divisions with 15 teams.
They can't just do divisions. We had earlier in the week, they thought they were going to do pods. The pod thing works really well with 15 because you just have 3 pods.
Yeah, but if you're talking about 10 conference games, and then you're going to do 1 non-conference, and
now,
you're throwing in Notre Dame.
I don't know how you get a champion out of 3 pods, because then you have 3. Now do we have a playoff in the ACC? We have 1 at-large team that we're going to let in with a losing record and the 3 winners.
I mean, I guess that what you would need to do is just take the 2 highest-ranked teams and toss them into a championship game, I guess.
Notre Dame and Clemson will win their pods, and they're going to play for it.
Hey, Damien said, by the way, about the NCAA testing stuff, where we asked that question, who would be the most likely? Damien said Michigan, maybe. So, possible. Jim Harbaugh, I could see him maybe trying to get some kids sick to make sure they're good to go.
Oh, no. Michigan will be the least. I mean, they've played this thing out terrified to death. Their school president and their athletic director, they are one of the schools. Notre Dame has this luxury as well, by the way. They really don't need football. They don't need the money for football. Yeah. They have the endowment of the big Ivy League schools, and they could go a year without football money and not cut a single sport and not have anybody take a pay cut, and they could just be fine.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right.
And their school president has been very, very conservative on this factor, to where they consider just not playing. We don't care if the rest of the Big Ten plays. We'll sit out. And they talked about that early on. They'll be the last school of all the Power 5 to do it.
Terry said, do you think Saban will wear a face mask?
100%.
Yeah. 100%,
and he should. Yeah. He absolutely should.
I mean, he's already done it in commercials and everything. So,
but that's irrelevant. It's a matter of the fact that he is an at-risk individual. Mm-hmm. He does not need to be around other people outside of his household without one on.
I think it's more likely that he will have one of those face shields than just a regular mask. But, I mean, we'll see. Michael said, I can already hear the poor old Clemson when they get beat by Notre Dame. He said, I don't even like Notre Dame, but I'd be the biggest ND fan if that matchup actually happens.
Oh, my. So, well, it's going to happen. If they allow them into the ACC and they allow – see, I didn't think – I wanted it, but I didn't think there was any way. We're going to let you play with us, but your games don't count as conference games, and which would hurt, I guess, the teams that they play on their schedule. So you have to make them count, I guess. But you can't play for the championship. And my question is who do they get half of that ACC championship game by?
I'm sure that they have. Terry said for me to read out that I also said for you to take that ugly damn hat off. No, I'm good, bro. I know you're Cubs, buddy, but I got my cards today. So, yes, I think that they've got some kind of a television deal that
I'm
will
sure,
work out.
I'm sure they've worked it out.
Yeah, the money has to work.
I'm excited to see what those details are.
I mean, we're already getting Notre Dame and Clemson in the season. They were already scheduled to play in November. So that's already going to happen. However, if you can get it 2 times.
But hang on, if they go to the pod things, if they do the pod that we talked about, that goes away.
Yeah, it does. If they do that, it doesn't sound like they're going to do that. I mean, if they
but here's the deal. Hang on, you think one conference loss to Notre Dame is going to take them out of playing for the ACC title?
No. What I'm saying is that it doesn't sound like they're going to do the pods.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't care if they do it or not. No matter how they schedule it, unless they make Notre Dame play Clemson 3 times, Notre Dame is going to be the second best team in that conference.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. So I would love to see it. I hope to God it happens. Obviously,
I just want a ticket. I'm going to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Physical. I want a physical print ticket for Notre Dame to win the ACC. I know it's a long shot because Clemson is just I don't care. I just want to own the ticket for what it says for historical value. Yes. That's all I want. And then I'll just preserve it. I don't even care.
Because next year they will go back to being an independent. They have no desire to be in a conference.
If that ticket wins, I will try to find a way to cash it and keep it.
So if it came to that for a championship game, who do you think wins it, Notre Dame or Clemson? And would they let Indy take the ACC
would be
title?
Disgustingly overwhelming. They'll be a 20-point favorite.
Yeah, Darren McCardle said
just like
Indy,
everybody else. Notre Dame's just that much better than everybody else in the ACC.
Darren McCardle on YouTube said Notre Dame has the best chance to beat Clemson out of everybody. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's not close at all. Yeah.
No, they have got the best shot. They've got the best roster. Yes, that's it. Damian said Notre Dame's going to be the Patriots of the ACC.
It would be amazing. It would just be the most glorious thing in the world if Notre Dame won the ACC.
Oh,
that's all I want in my life is for them to say, and because hang on, this is going to be fodder for them forever. Whenever people say, why should you should join a conference? We joined one year and we won it. It doesn't do anything for us. Why does it matter? That's all I want for the rest of my life. I am not a huge Notre Dame fan. Now I'm not a Notre Dame hater, but I'm not like their biggest fan. I like Notre Dame. I like the tradition. I think it's a cool situation. I did grow up with a very Catholic grandfather who told me that I can never pull in against Notre Dame, and I just believed in that. He was the only man in my life, and it's just one of those things where I think it would be hilarious.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it would be people would talk about it forever.
No, it will. I mean, yeah, our grandkids will talk about 2020 Notre Dame ACC. It'll be a trivia stat 5 years from now.
Yes, indeed. So let's go from there. This is a topic that you wanted to hit on, and I'm excited to actually discuss a little bit. Fox is going to have virtual fans in the stands. Now, this is for Major League Baseball. They'll do the same for college football or NFL, whatever.
We assume they're going to do the same. We don't know that. We know they're doing it for baseball.
Yeah. Hey, Terry said, will they actually let them have the trophy, or will it be a trivia question? No, they'll get the trophy.
Oh, they're going to get everything. I think they're going to get everything.
Yeah. No, this is
the
all
only
still...
thing that we don't know if they're going to get is the Orange Bowl bid, because the Orange Bowl, the Orange Bowl will get to make that decision, but that's a bullshit contract anyway.
And this isn't done yet. Like
part of the one thing that destroys college football is the bowl committee.
Yes.
And we still have bowl games dictating so much of how college football is played. And it is the dumbest thing on the planet.
So they're going to have to vote, and they'll probably do that next week because they're hoping to have something done by the beginning of August. So, still got to vote on it, but either way, there you go. So let's move back into this Fox ordeal. Fox virtual fans, they're doing it for baseball. Not sure if they're going to do it for everything else. I'm not sure how to feel about this.
I like it.
I think
it's hilarious, and here's the reason
it's
why.
Definitely that.
I think Fox is being smart enough and creative enough. Like, every game is not a sellout, and they talk about how, like, when a big team plays a little team and it's like a blowout, like, they're gonna show, like, a half empty stadium or a barely full stadium, and they'll have them turn on a pitcher or turn on an umpire or, things of that nature. I think that is hilarious. I want to transition it to the world of college football, where you have traditions way more than in professional sports. And they talked about this on the Yahoo. Like, is Ole Miss fans going to be dressed differently? Are Mississippi State fans going to have cowbells? Like, what are we going to get? And then here's the thing. If you're Fox, okay, and you're the super right-wing network,
right?
Do you kind of pick fun of the super left-wing teams that you have to cover? And do you make a mockery of their fan bases? Because you have the right to do that, and nobody can really control anything you want to do.
Yeah, you can do anything that you want to. Terry said, Damian first said, Fox is smart. This is better than what MLB is doing, having cardboard fans in the stands. I kind of like the cardboard fans. I don't
hate the cardboard fans. I don't hate this. I don't listen. I told you, I'm being open to the old school Chris with just born in his ways and setting tradition is gone.
Yeah.
2020 has broken me of that. anything I can get to make this entertaining and fun, and I'm taking it. I'm enjoying all of it.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to use it to make fun of things. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want, if you don't do something funny and creative, I'm going to be pissed. If it's just the exact same fan, but in a different shirt, then I'm mad. Okay. I want a little LSU 4-year-old flipping somebody off. I want this thing to be original.
Yeah. No, I can understand it. Like, just make it original, make it entertaining, make it
you have the technology.
Make it parody.
We're watching the technology before our eyes.
Make it a parody. Like, make this thing entertaining, and it's going to add a lot to these games, I think. Terry said, I believe there will be fans in the stands at football games. Yeah, we both agree with that.
No, we do too. We do too. If we don't get fans, I'm very excited about this. I think we're going to get fans. I'm super optimistic. I mean, I kind of think by September, baseball will start opening up to fans. I think other sports are going to say, we can start having fans. There's a safe way to do it, and there's a right way to do it.
Terry said, if you're going
to do it for baseball in the meantime, put a bunch of drunk Irish guys in the Red Sox thing.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yes,
I want somebody falling down the stairs, and I want somebody starting a fight.
Let me get through some of these comments. He said, if you don't hear cowbells at the Bulldogs football games, then that's a travesty. Yep, agreed. Ben said, I hate the crowd noise. Tropicana Field is not supposed to be loud. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But we don't know that. We don't know that when Fox covers it, they won't have but like 30-something people out there.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Michael said, would y'all pay to have a cutout of yourself at the game? Dodgers were charging $300, I think, and $150.
So I would pay for one reason only. I would pay if it was one of the stadiums that if your head gets hit with the ball, you get the ball. They'll mail you the ball. I would do it for that if it was not a per game price, and if it's just all right, you paid us $300. Here's your head for 60, for 30 of the games.
That's not a bad idea. That's $10.
I would do that. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's a per game price, and that is ridiculous. I don't have that kind of money.
Oh, agreed. Darren McCardle said, if you go VR, then do the VR throwing things on stadium. Damian said, Univision already has virtual fans for their soccer games, of course, but they had a few glitching problems, and it still looks cool. Let's see. Terry said, I'm loving the DH in the NL, even though I didn't want it because it's better than watching pitchers strike out or hit into a double play.
Everybody who says they didn't want it, by the time this thing is over with, is going to demand that it happens. If they go back the other way, you're just going to be furious.
Yeah. I really like this. I really like this idea. Michael jumps in on Twitch. He said, we can actually have both. NFL is already reserving the first 8 rows for safety. Just put the cutouts there.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm in with that. Terry said, Ben, I saw a game at Tropicana Field. It was really empty and should always be that way. He said we should all pay for, for the WOW group, and all of us wear WCE shirts right behind home plate for advertising. Yes, 100%. Everybody do that.
So I did think about, when I saw the cutouts, I did think about if I had like a really bad picture of somebody that I was friends with that just made them look just awful, laughably bad, it would be worth the money to pay to have that be on national TV.
Yes.
And they not know it, and then just all of a sudden now they become a meme. And that's kind of all I want.
They turn on the TV and they see themselves sitting, behind the Giants home base, or, just whatever.
Yeah. We all have drunken photos of us looking ridiculous at some point in time in life. Finding one of those and sending it in and seeing what we could come up with would be really funny.
I would be game for that.
Well, I think a lot of ex-girlfriends or jaded lovers might use this as a revenge thing as well. I could see that.
I wonder if there's there's got to be some kind of a screening process.
Well, yeah, you probably can't have something inappropriate, but if you just have like an ugly picture, then,
Yeah, I guess that would work. Let's stay on the Major League Baseball topic here, and let's talk about the playoff expansion. So we kind of briefly hit on it yesterday. We wanted to make sure that it was official before we discussed it so that we would actually have the real details, all that kind of mess, right? So let me go through and read off exactly what is going on here. In 2020, a total of 8 teams from each league will qualify. That is the 3 division winners, the 3 second-place teams in each division, and the next 2 remaining teams with the best record. There will be no buys for top-seeded teams under the new format. The 2020 playoffs will open with Wild Card Series, which include all 16 playoff teams. The Wild Card Series will be a best-of-3, with the higher seed hosting all 3 games. The top seed in the American League, for example, will host the number 8 seed. The 2 will host the 7, and so forth. The rest of the playoff system will remain unchanged. The divisional series will be a best-of-5. The winner of the 1 versus 8 will play the winner of the 4 versus 5. Yada, yada, yada. Playoffs will continue with a 7-game league championship series and a 7-game World Series. This is awesome. Terry jumps in, by the way, and said, I don't like telling Chris he's right. It's true. It is true. But yes, this looks like, in the World Series, the team with the best record is going to have home field advantage, just like always. So, but this, I like this. The more postseason baseball you have, I think it is for the better, especially this year. Those games mean so much, and they are so much more interesting to watch.
I'm only upset because we lost our 1-game playoff.
Yeah.
Because that game, every year, both of those games are 2 of the best games of the year.
Yeah, because it's only one. There's no best of series.
The
There's no
pressure,
whatever.
Every pitch, every at-bat, every out, every play in the field, every bit of it, you're just razor-sharp edge. And I hate that we're losing that. That's all.
So hold on, let's jump back into this. I want to say it's Terry, but let me make sure. Terry said half the teams in the playoffs. If it happens, it'll be crazy. It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
I told Chris a crappy team gets hot at the right time, they could win it all, which is nuts, but awesome. Well, here's the thing.
With a 3-game playoff, with a 3-game playoff round, oh yeah, an 8 seed could absolutely upset a 1 seed.
Well, but so if it was just a 1-game thing, then it's even more likely that an 8 seed could beat a 1 seed.
But you wouldn't play a 1-game playoff against 8 versus 1. The 1-game playoff were the 2 wild card teams trying to get into the playoff.
Right. So, and Ben jumps in and said, it should always be 3 games. The 1-game wild card is stupid. When else in baseball do you only play 1 game? Terry said, yeah, the 2 1-game playoffs are awesome. Even if your team isn't in it, you still watch.
You can disagree. Yeah. You can disagree with it not being what baseball is about all you want. You can't say it's not awesome.
Oh,
it's the best baseball game of the year every year.
Yeah.
Every year, that game, both of those games are 2 of the best games of the season.
Ben said, I hate watching the A's play all those games just to get crushed in 1 game. That's why he's like that. And I understand it. You know, your season, fine. Your entire season comes down to 1 game. But the nice thing is
if you can ever win that 1 game, you're in.
Yeah.
You don't have to win a series. You know, that other team can't beat you with their wallet. You just got to go out there and win 1 game.
Terry said, Ben, you're nuts. The 1-game wild card's awesome.
It is. It's the best thing that happened in sports. It was the best change in all of sports. I like everything about this. If I never knew what the 1-game playoff was like, I would love this. Yeah. But I know what it's like. I've had it, and now I'm having it taken away from me. I would be okay with adding 2 more teams and just letting the 8 and the 9 seed play the 1-game thing to get me satisfied. And I don't care that we got 18 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah. Michael said, I would take 1 more Rockies game, puncher's chance. Yeah. I think a lot of people would.
When your team is in that, it's unbelievable. The pressure is just ridiculous.
Terry said, I want an A's-Cubs World Series with the Cubs winning in 7. That would definitely be nuts. Hey, do you want to go on and give out your picks for the season?
I can.
So go.
I got a World Series, Astros and Mets. I got the Mets beating the Astros.
Which I was incredibly shocked to see you pick the Mets. Like and not just to win, but to even make it to the World Series. Now, obviously, with the playoff shift, I could see them getting into the playoffs. I mean, they got great pitching, so long as everybody stays healthy. But, you know, that is not a typical pick. And your philosophy on picking chalk is well known. Well known. You know,
But that's not just this. The Mets, listen, what the Nationals do last year, the Nationals weren't the best team from top to bottom. It wasn't even close. They had great starting pitching, and they got timely hitting.
Yeah. Yeah, and they got
no one's going to
in the
argue
playoffs.
that DeGrom can't be absolutely elite through 60 games. He's going to get 12 starts. There's a really good chance that he could go 10-2. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a sixth of the wins right there. If when Stroman gets healthy, not if, and Stroman's back, the rest of that pitching staff is back, they're going to be great.
Okay. I mean, I can understand it. Damian said, baseball games are fun. The only problem I have with baseball is it takes too damn long, and I hate the video reviews crap. Understandable, but, we got team sports back. I'm good with baseball. I enjoy a good baseball game over the summer. Ben said the Astros will get hit in the head so much they'll just get hit by pitches to the World Series.
That's just not going to happen.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. They're going to get beamed a lot, and as soon as people realize putting guys on base, that lineup is still loaded, okay? That lineup is still loaded.
Yeah.
You go ahead and put a bunch of go ahead and hit Acuna, not Acuna. Holy crap. Altuve.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit him and put him on base. And when Bertman comes up and when these other guys come up, Bregman, all those guys, when they come up and they start hitting 3-run jacks instead of solos, you'll stop. You'll stop hitting them.
You got it. Terry said, like you said last night, Chris, you don't like picking chalk, and you got to respect that even if it's a crazy pick like the Mets. LOL. Michael said, not sure which AL team, but hard for the Dodgers not to be there for the NL. Yeah, we say that, but the Dodgers, I mean,
the Dodgers can make it. They make it all the time. Until Kershaw learns to pitch in the playoffs, I'm just going to call me skeptical, man.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, Kershaw now on IL,
now he'll be back.
He'll be back,
thing.
But I mean, it just goes to show you, like, we got a 60-game season.
No, but they'll make the playoffs because of the playoff format.
Yes.
So all you care is if everybody's healthy when the playoffs start. That's it.
Yeah.
If you're worthy of winning, you'll make the playoffs with this format. And so you really don't care what your team in home field advantage, unless we get fans in the stands at that point in time, will mean nothing. And so it's just a matter of you just want to make it into the tournament, and then everybody be healthy and ready to play in October.
Yeah. Michael said Astros are going to be motivated by all the hate. Motivated teams are dangerous. I wouldn't bet against them. Terry said, Damian, they changed the reviews to where it's shorter this year because of everything going on, and I think they will keep it that way. Yeah. Here's hoping. All right, let's close out with this, and that is, we talked the other day about the Toronto Blue Jays being homeless.
Not homeless no more.
Homeless no longer. That is correct. They are playing their games at their AAA affiliate in Buffalo, New York. Now, if you've seen the ballpark in Buffalo, it's pretty gorgeous, man. It looks like a major league ballpark. They didn't want to play in a AAA stadium because obviously everybody else is playing in major league stadiums. They wanted to play in a major league stadium too. I get it, but when you let your ego off to the side,
its facilities are still not major league stadium facilities.
No,
it's pretty,
not fully.
but it's still not major league facilities.
But it is still nice. It is still somewhere that you can play without having to. You will have your own hotel room, your own kind of condo area, and you won't have to leave for every single game this season. And I think
you can find a place to call home for 3 months.
And I think that's fine. Damian said, I wonder now that the MLB is back and everything goes well if Little League would decide to do their season before summer's over. Little League's already been playing.
I was about to say, it depends on where your state is, brother, because, we got Little League going on all over the country.
Yep. Terry said, Buffalo Blue Jays still going to suck. Ain't no Canadian winning the damn World Series. They have before.
I'm not a big Blue Jay fan this year, but that team is young, and give it a couple of years, they'll be good.
Yeah, I think they're going to be all right going forward. They are set up. Michael said Blue Jays should have come to Cali. All we need is more homeless. Good Lord. Y'all are awful. Y'all terrible people. I swear. It's our comment box is a cesspool sometimes, man. Y'all terrible. Terrible. But yes, I'm glad they have a home. I'm glad that they've got at least some kind of an advantage now to where they can actually be comfortable somewhere and not have to travel the whole time, the whole season, right? I don't know if it means they're going to make the playoffs. Obviously, you got half the teams getting in. Anybody's got a shot at it. But I think this is a good thing. So I'm glad they finally decided to go ahead and do this, move to their AAA affiliate, and go from there. Terry said, Damian, they're all starting up and doing tryouts for softball and baseball here in Mississippi. Terry's daughter's trying out tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, it's firing, man. Look, I've got family members.
I've got friends that are posting on Facebook every weekend. They're at tournaments already.
Yeah. I mean, the kids are out there
for the last month.
Do you see where the CDC came out with a nice long essay, I guess, an article explaining why kids need to be back in school this fall?
No.
It was really long, but really detailed. And, I mean, it's all the same reasons in that why they should be playing sports, why they should be in school, why they,
That's good. Those are the people that we need to have these opinions, not you and I, but.
Exactly.
That's good.
We've been talking about this forever, but the fact that the CDC came out and said it, there you go.
I have my thoughts and opinions, but I don't know. I don't actually know anything.
Yeah, we are not the Center for Disease Control. I will say that. So don't ever take our word for it. Go out and find your own information, and that maybe that will back up what we're saying. Maybe we think. But either way, I think that is going to wrap up the show. Michael said, thanks as usual, fellas. Missed y'all all week. Glad I caught the show. Have a great weekend. Safe travels, Chris and Gig'em. So I will be in Indianapolis this weekend. Chris will be in somewhere in the Smoky Mountains, right?
That's right.
That's right. Not bad. Not bad. So I will be back on Monday. So I'll be rocking through the show. I'm going to get Chris to send me some stories that he wants me to discuss. And then we'll go from there. Are you going to be on the show next week? I don't think so, right?
I don't know. I yet to be determined.
Yeah, okay, to be determined.
Probably, I would assume probably not.
Okay.
It's just Tuesday. Well, I'll be driving Wednesday, so I definitely can't do that.
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday, probably not.
I can handle it. Ain't no thing.
Thursday and Friday, yes.
So, okay, well, yeah. I mean, Thursday and Friday, of course, but yeah, we'll also be preparing all of our college football stuff. If you haven't already, go over to sportsbookreview.com, go to sbrpicks.com. Make sure you are subscribed to their YouTube channel. We will be on there with all of our college football content beginning in August, and we are pumped up about it. So we will get some more college football actual news next week. Hopefully we will figure out what the schedules are going to look like, and then we can start rolling from there because right now, who knows? I mean, it's just all up in the air, but we're excited about it. We're ready to get rolling. Go over to winningcureseverything.com. If you have not already, subscribe to the podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, etc. On Apple, leave a nice 5-star written review. We would really, really appreciate that. That helps us out a ton. You guys have been fantastic, of course. Everybody that jumped in, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube, everybody that jumped in the chat, you guys drive the show. We can't tell you thank you enough times for it to actually mean what we mean it to mean, if that says it correctly. But with that said, Chris, is there anything else we need to hit on?
No, that's it, brother.
All right, I'm headed to watch baseball. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you again Monday. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure